U.S. Embassy has asked you for independent verification of the Devilis's intelligence. It's possible you might be able to eavesdrop on the convention somehow. 19% chance. Let's not do that right this second. Yeah, I'm gonna give her the gift. I'm not gonna try to hide stuff like that from devils. The Devilis keeps little snakes as pets now, each no bigger than her little finger. She scratches their heads, she calls them by name, and once, when she thinks you aren't looking, she pops one in her mouth to chew it like a licorice treat. What did they say? She asks. Delight. The Devilis opens the parcel. Amanita sherry. She pours you each a splashy glass, chattering giddily. She blushes when she sees you push the glass away. Force of habit. I don't really want to poison you. It's such good news, isn't it? Do you really think they trust me? I would so love to get away from this ghastly little rock, back to where the souls glow and the dances never end. So listen, I have something more valuable for them. The names of 7 devils back home who remain loyal to the aristocracy, to Brimstone. Here, take the names, give them to the embassy. Ask them if I can come home. Sail swiftly, my brave captain. All my hopes rest with you. Oh, we can buy Zoop here. Okay. So now we just need 6 more drowning pearls. So when we have the drowning pearls, we can come buy the Zoop. And then I think the other thing we needed was Muter Salt, which it was something else that we could also buy. But I'm not going to get the things that actually require cargo space until we've sorted out the things that don't require cargo space. We could go to the Undercrow, though at this moment it would just be for the port report because we don't have most of the things that he usually asks for, and we haven't had a chance to go to Nook because the only time we've been near there since then, we had that freaking Krampus thing on our ship. The Merchants of Truth. The informers of the Copper Quarter by the docks peddle knowledge from all over the Untersea. The only things they won't sell are their real names. One who calls herself the Bright Bird introduces you, and the Magician, to a wizened man in bright spider silk, a collector of looking glasses. The Magician and the Collector mutter together for a while. The Collector wheezes with laughter. At last the Magician returns, eyes bright. All shall be well, he says, and all manner of things shall be well. I know where to go now. I know what to do. Thank you, my friend. My revenge is almost within my grasp. He looked ruefully at his hook. Okay, return to London to continue. Well, we'll do that soon enough. She murdered a white and gold here last month. Or someone else in lilac did. It's an unlucky color here, I think. But let me tell you something else I heard, and then we can look elsewhere. We'll find her. Let me check and see, I think Irem was one of the other places that we could look. Actually, yeah, Irem and the Chelonate. Okay. That changes our plans a little bit since we're vaguely out in the area already. We'll go up to Frostfound, then Irem, then the Chelonate, and then probably back to Frostfound. Although honestly, since we're not really short on supplies and stuff like we usually are, maybe we just go to the Chelonate, then Irem, and then Frostfound only once instead of kind of doing this extra leg of the journey. 3 hunting trophies, that's what's been holding us up with that. Okay, try to hold on to the hunting trophies that we find. I suppose we could maybe buy one. Maybe the Con Shadow sells them. I'll look later. I couldn't understand why she came here to begin with, but she gestures around you at the designs sketched on hide and scratched on stone. It's all tattoos, the alphabets of bone and flesh. It's what our family keeps coming back to. She frowns. Our family is strange in every way imaginable. And once again, no luck. Well, I found some of these, though. Well, found. You can have one. Are you going to be stern with me? They have so many trophies they don't know what to do with them. Anyway, we're getting closer. I can feel it, I swear. Well, there's one of the hunting trophies we needed. Granted, that actually wasn't that much damage. Maybe. Actually, the fact that it keeps stopping for that weird AoE attack is kind of what's keeping our but's alive, because it means it's not constantly charging. It's pausing for long enough for us to just sort of back away from it. Duck decided to just run around, turn on a freaking dime. Yeah, sure, game. Now, I think it's kind of at the end of its range. The game's not quite sure what to do with that other than just fling itself in the weirdest ways imaginable. Yeah, we were honestly doing pretty well until the game got really confused and like didn't want to let go any further, and then just had to start turning on a dime. And now it's not showing up and it's invisible. We have 24 hull. If it smacked us one more time, we might have died. We're not going to do that anytime soon. Yeah, I was going to say, if we failed that 92% roll after that, I was possibly going to scream. The deliquescing body is full of incomprehensible organs that collapse at your touch. You sketch what you can. Cock an ear to the departing harmonies of its violent language. At its center, you find a vast lump of resin or congealed gall, the size of a barrel, flawed with darkness. In the false starlight, it is a deep violet purple. Irigo, your doctor whispers, the color of forgetfulness. We got 3 secrets for that. Okay, if we get to the point that we can hunt those, then all the stats are ours. And the thing is, we're nearly at the point that we could do it safely. We just need a bigger boat. Oh, we lost some crew there. Of course we did. Well, we're going to be moving real slow for a while. Let's see. We'll stop at Irem and then Frostfound. And unfortunately, we're really far away from places where we can get crew. I guess after that, to Mew Island. Cool, I'll see you guys in like 3 hours. She's known to visit. I think she must have come here when I was conceived. It's close to dreams. She will inhale a gulp of air, eyes half closed. I love this. It's like coming home. She will be here. The daughter shakes her hand. Damn it. Is that what I meant? This place is confusing. Her gaze takes in the towers of ice and basalt, the roses blooming in the warm snow, the riddle fishers gossiping with the figments, the glimmer in the east. It's all right, though, isn't it? Yeah, at this point, I think we're down to Port Carnelian or friggin' Naples. Seriously, to whoever thought making the boat move slower was an appropriate consequence to having too few crew, I would have rather have seen, like, terror go up or make the engine less efficient, like have it burn more fuel. Anything. Anything other than making it slower. And I can't risk running the engines at full power because if they explode, which they really love to do when I try doing full power, I'm very surprised it didn't do it when I did it a couple times the last time this happened to us while we were carrying Mr. Sachs. Yeah, our hull was in tatters. So I think that would end very poorly. Okay. Well, we're here at Frostbound, so we may as well help the navigator. Unless it's going to take a bunch of... It's going to take all of our supplies to do it. Yeah, sorry, dude. That's going to have to happen some other time. Because we're already barely limping along, and the last thing I need is for us to just run out of supplies while we can't frickin' move. Well, the game decided to throw me a bone, and the random star change was, I think, one of the best ones that it can possibly roll. Bats his luck, a gap tooth stoker Avers? I'll agree, leathery but lucky. Lost some terror, which is good. because I'm having to leave the light off a lot or kind of just flicker it from time to time to try to get terror to go down. And it means we're gaining a lot more terror just from traveling, because the lamp burns fuel at a constant rate. Like, we're burning less fuel from our engine going at half speed, so there's that. But the amount that the lamp uses doesn't care what speed you're going. So when you're stuck going really slow, you end up burning a lot more fuel going the same distance if you try to keep your lamp on. But if you don't keep the lamp on, then you're accumulating a lot more terror. So I'm over here just doing a freaking balancing act. Trying to get us to Demew Island. We're not even halfway. Yeah, we're gonna detour through the Khanate itself because I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not exactly Speedy Gonzales right now. And if that thing were to just decide to do a freaking loop-de-loop and catch us, which it very nearly did there, then we're basically toast. We have next to no hull. We can't outrun anything. Even if I went full power to the engines, I don't think we could outrun anything. Our only hope is to just hopefully not run into anything, or if we do, that I can see it and avoid it. But one of the downsides of good old widescreen aspect ratio is my visibility up and down, especially down because of how much of the HUD is in the way, is a lot shorter than my visibility side to side. So sometimes enemies coming up from this direction or coming down, if they're hidden by the HUD, it's like, well, congrats, you've been caught. All that. Got back here. Figured we might as well give him the frickin' fluke core. If we need another one, we should be able to take one out. I just need to be more careful about accidentally leaving its home area and causing its behavior to go very weird. I think if we just kept backing up kind of in a circle and kept it in that pattern where it just sort of kept using its weird shockwave thing, we'd have been fine. Pass on the devil's second message to the urbane devil. Incendiary material. He reads the letter and emits a long, low whistle that resonates oddly in the metal fittings and gives you the faintest tingle of a toothache. There are some very senior names here. Very senior indeed. She wants to come home, eh? Well, either she's telling us straight, in which case Brimstone will have her baked in a pie, or she's trying to swindle us, in which case, well, I'd like her here so I can warm up my own pie oven. Either way, yes, the time has come. Bring her here, will you? We'll pay her fair. Thank you so much. You've advanced the cause of hell today. I think I may have had a slight mental breakdown at just how long that took. Give me another frickin' recruit. I would like to have more than one crew member to lose before things just go to absolute hell and back. A delivery from a grateful friend. Several crates of wine sit in your lodgings. The note on top reads, "For your service and discretion." A medley of fine vintages. No, it can't be. Greyfield's 1868, a few bottles of Broken Giant 1844. Isn't that from before the fall? Only Mr. Wines is said to stock these in any quantity, and it reserves them for itself and the very few with whom it considers itself on intimate terms. You extract the best ones for personal consumption. The rest will fetch a fine price. Ho, ho, ho. Londoners give generously to Mr. Sachs. Is it really that time of year, some of them ask? But a shake of the sack is all it takes to convince them it is better to give than to receive the crimson beast of winter's displeasure. You return home with a bulging sack of shiny new toys. When you next wake, the robe is gone. 3 secrets, 2 strategic information, 4 drowning pearls, that we actually only need a couple more then, 2 scintillac, 1 judgment's egg, 1 zoop, and 2 approved romantic literature. That means that we would have a couple thousand left over even after upgrading the ship, which is good because we may have to do things like purchase more fuel and supplies or hire more crew. Those are things we have to consider. Quarters, 25. So take 3 off of that for the We Are Clay. And that brings us down to 22. So we need at least 11 crew, minimum, to make that ship move. And there's also the consideration that we may need a better engine to make the ship move. Because it is significantly heavier. It's 3 times heavier. So it actually, since we aren't going to be able to get the Serpentine until we get the bigger ship. So it might be worthwhile, just in the interest of being able to, you know, do anything after we get the ship. So that's our current engine, 800 power. If we went up to this one, 1500 power, we almost double our engine power. We're still probably going to be moving slower because we'll have tripled our weight. I assume it's a ratio, but I don't know the exact formula. But I assume that even with this, we're still going to be moving slower. But we might, you know, be able to move. Because in order to keep it or even close to equal, we'd have to go up to this thing, which is twice the price. And then that thing, which is 4 times the price, that would be the thing that actually maintained the ratio. I think we're at least going to need, you know, this, realistically. So let's go ahead and get it. We can put it on our smaller ship for now. And I want to keep saving up until we have, ideally, a full complement of crew that we can actually fit on this ship, which would be a couple more than what we currently have. So that way we're only hiring a few extras here and not a ton of extra people. We get to enjoy being zippy for a little bit. But it'll also show you guys what the new fuel consumption is going to be like, because the fuel consumption will be the same. It's just going to be how fast does it make us go when we upgrade the ship. So this will also let me see the fuel consumption and let me get used to the idea. So we'll do a circuit with this engine, see where we're at, hopefully get just a few more echoes and a couple more crew scraped together. But pretty soon we should be able to actually upgrade our ship. And then we can start hunting bigger Z-beasts and maybe do some of these quests that are requiring us to carry so much freaking cargo that we just literally can't fit it on this ship. Before we stop, we can visit the Forgotten Quarter real quick. And then after that, I really need to take a break because that whole sequence of limping back to London from frickin' Irem and Frostfound region. No one visits the Forgotten Quarter of Fallen London anymore. No one remembers why, except archaeologists, treasure hunters, and magicians who have lost their hands to imaginary serpents. The world is thin here, the magician once told you. It's closer to the place behind mirrors, to Parabola. 19%. Okay, if we're going to do that, then we might want to swap to an abyss that, instead of penalizing our mirrors, boosts it. Because between removing the penalty and getting the boost, that would be a difference of 30 points. It would almost double our mirrors, which I assume would bring this closer to like a 38 to 40% chance of success, I would hope. Which is more doable. We're not going to do it right now. Okay. Keeping all that in mind, pretty soon we should be able to have a new ship. We have a new engine. And hopefully we get that sorted. But I am so tired. My brain is mush. Captain needs to stop, or Captain is going to get us all lost at sea. So, I'll see you guys next time.